Alright, what's up ladies and gents? This is my first time doing a full-on video analysis, and I was asking on Instagram what games that you want me to analyze, and RSG SG, just look how far they've fallen in a sense, because I think this is a different RSG SG that you guys are very familiar as compared to the past few seasons. So without further ado, I'm just gonna break down this particular series. This is between RSG and Asteris. Currently we're at 1-1 score. RSG SG is without a coach, and coaches are very important, right? Because if you don't really have a coach, you don't really have that third person perspective. Asteris, by the way, RL19 is also an RL19 is a community player. You've seen him participating in in Campus Legends. If I'm not mistaken, he's from NUS, so he does have a bit of a community play in terms of, you know, the strats and the tournaments, but not necessarily MPL, because we know there's a massive gap between community and also the actual MPL. So let's talk about this game. This game is really interesting, right? Because RSG is supposed to be the fan favorites because of their past track record. You've got Ray, you got Roy coming back. By the way, this guy is Roy, and he is like a massive star player back in RSG Singapore Season 5. Now let's talk about draft right here. So what RSG SG is trying to do, right? So RSG SG, this is a very standard draft coming out, albeit a little bit greedy, because Edith coming in as a pseudo tank. There's a lot of damage in RSG SG's kit, right? Once Edith come in with a Wrath, and also, you know, CS as the gold laner, you're going for a Roger, which means that you really want to win that early game 1v1. And Fredrin is normal. Valentina is here because, you know, you got a Vexana and also the Arlot ultimate that you can potentially take away. So RSG, this is a massive clash style, right? They really want to go in fight 5v5. Yuzhong will engage, or maybe Fredrin secondary engage, or maybe you can engage with Edith, right? Roger is here to clean up. Valentina is here to kind of add in more utility. So it all boils down to whether CS can actually pop off. And benefit of hindsight, unfortunately he wasn't able to. For the side of Asteris, it's also same. They are really looking at this massive clash, right? So Vexana could control this massive area. Barats, once you get him big enough and all this kind of stuff. But I think our Asteris, they have a little bit more versatility, right? They can technically play pickoff. Barats and Arlot are perfect for this kind of hero. So, but technically speaking, they can engage with FMM and pick off somebody, right? And then after that, go in for the kill, right? So this is really how Asteris want to play. So technically speaking, Asteris is a little bit more flexible. They can pick, and they can also engage in massive team fight because of the massive AoE that they're providing, right? So yeah, and RSG SG on the other hand, the only pick potential is probably with the Yuzhong to kind of fly to the back, but Harris is the kind of marksman that really want to be in front of you, right? So if the Yuzhong wasn't able to pick off the Harith, or especially Vexana, right, the Yuzhong is practically useless. So we shall see. All right, now we're going to go straight into game, right? And if you notice how the jungle pathing right here, Edith is going to be able to scout this way, FMM is going to be able to scout that way. So which means that obviously everybody knows where each other are starting. Usually they go opposite this way, and then, you know, they'll go that way. So which means that, you know, the Barats will be in position to kind of set up for a gank for Yuzhong, whereas the Fredrin wants to set up a gank down in the bottom lane, because Roger is definitely a stronger lane as compared to the Harith. You can see right off the bat, Roger is getting zoning out, right? This is basically just Roger things, right? So True's definitely having a lot of trouble. At least he has a bit of more range. He can poke and can wave clear very quickly because of his first skill. But CS is definitely up in terms of the lane, because he's a natural Roger. If you notice how the Fredrin is already slowly pathing towards downward there, whereas these three, the trio, decides to go around there. So definitely early game information is really important. So yeah, that's why roamers are important in the game. Ooh, wait, hold on a second. What had to... Okay, this is something that I realized that I saw on stream, but I wasn't able to find out what happened, because if you notice, Derry going onwards, knock. Okay, it is technically knocking JH up on board, up there, right? And there's also the Terrify coming in, and that massive clash definitely is just supposed to go into the way of RSG. But Kiwi, look at his positioning, man. Look at his positioning. It's always standing outside. Godzilla is a very short range mage, so if he wants to really do and output the damage, he really needs to step forward. But Kiwi, once you land down the Eternal Guard and all your skills, you're basically doing a lot more damage. Right now, if you notice, RSG is running out of damage, right? Yes, closer is a Yuzhong that could shred Shower Residue, could shred. But you also have to think about the burst damage coming out from the Thanos, right? Popping off with the ultimate already, actually. Vengeance pop, ultimate pop. You also see Kiwi popping the ultimate. So Bear's having a lot of sustain, and his first skill does a lot of damage, especially towards closer right there. And also Kiwi just spamming out control. So it's just about positioning coming up from Kiwi. If you notice how Vexana players play right now, they just wait for their ultimates, wait for their passive to go up, and Bray goes down. Yeah, see, Godzilla wasn't able to join the fight. When he finally joins the fight, he doesn't really have a lot of damage at all, because Godzilla it's very short range, right? It's really tough for the Valentina to engage, especially when there's just an Eternal Guard going. There's also the threat of, you know, the stun, the taunt, the terrify coming out from Vexana. So there's a lot of things that the Godzilla has to do, has to think about, right? But unfortunately, it just goes all the way over to RSG. If closest target prioritization is actually not good enough, you're practically useless, right? So if we go back here, we see where Closer decides to go with the Black Dragon form. Kiwi is right there, but instead, where Closer goes, right in the middle here. See, that's probably not a good idea. Closer coming in here. Yeah, I know you want to try to take down JH because he's super low, but JH is a Barats, right? His main goal is to basically be tanky. Maybe give Godzilla the opportunity just as, you know, spit, you know, close range and whatnot, spit at JH, right? And then Closer can, with the Petrify and your Black Dragon form, go find Kiwi. Go find Kiwi, right? Force him out of position. And basically just zone him out of the fight. Maybe they should have gotten a better choice, right? You see, right now, Kiwi is just uncontested, right? Kiwi is like stepping forward. He doesn't really care. And I think RSG just picked the wrong target. Because a J is already that low, so ignore the Barats, right? You just want to deal with the damage dealer. So yeah, that's basically what happened in that whole fight right there. So right now, RSG may be looking to gank bottom lane instead, but right now it's just they know they're behind. They're looking for the gang. Your Roger wasn't able to get any kills. So here's the problem about gold lane Rogers, right? If you're playing as a gold lane Roger and you're so passive, you might. Sorry, if you're playing a gold lane Roger, right, and you're playing so passive, you haven't got any kills at all. As long as True just freezes the lane, make sure that you don't get any kills at all, you don't get any value, the Roger is pretty much useless, right? So as a Roger, you really want to look for kills to farm it off, but CS is unable to get that snowball. Maybe RSG could have just started doing this, like literally start ganking, start forcing, start putting more gold into CS, start putting more kills into CS. Maybe that's how they could turn this game around. Okay, I'm gonna pause right here, right? I didn't realize this. If you notice where after that scuffle down bot, CS decides to go to the opposite side, right? So this is actually another strategy that you see some of the pro players do, right? So now you know you're losing. Now you're unable to find any lane priority down here, and you have a turtle spawning right now. So you, as a gold lane, you go to the opposite side of the map. Whereas if you notice where True is still going, he's still going back to the gold lane. Now, in my opinion, if you're a Clot, do this. Alright? If you are a Clot, continue to do this. But if you're not a Clot, you're a Roger, I'd rather you stay here, join the team fight, maybe get some kills, pop off, and then you snowball, right? But this is basically the mindset of it. Right now, what CS is doing is practically using the mindset of a Clot or a mindset as your standard marksman to play Roger. And I personally don't feel like that's how you should play the Roger. Remember in the first turtle, you see where Closer should have actually found Kiwi. Kiwi is your main target because Kiwi as a Vexana does a lot of damage, right? So I was expecting, maybe, I can't remember what exactly happened here, but True is here in the fight, so that's also something that you also have to take note. There's a lot more damage here. This is it's a full-on 5v4, and don't forget, with Kiwi on the Eternal Guard, you're basically making it into a 6v4 because your Roger is all the way up top. Look at Kiwi. Look at his positioning, man. Okay, once again, you see, Closer should have landed onto Kiwi. He has Petrify. He's already used the ultimate. Jump on him. He's the one outputting so much damage, so much zone control. One Eternal Guard, massive AoE damage. I just feel like it's a little bit confusing why Closer decides to leave him free. Like, look, Kiwi is just free hitting in the backline. Right? Kiwi is just free hitting a backline. As a 5v4, it's a full-on 5v4. 6v4. Yeah, and now, yes, technically speaking, you trade. I mean, if you're a Claude, you do this, all right? You trade for a top lane, for a turtle, and I don't know. These are unnecessary deaths, in my opinion. If the whole point of CS is actually trying to push top, all these 3 deaths is a little bit. It's gonna hurt RSG a lot, right? And now because of that, you lose 3 members. You see where Asteris decides to go. They penetrate through mid lane. So right now, it's just RSG feels like they're picking off of unnecessary like fights. They lost a team fight, and then after that, they just dig a hole and they just dove into it. In the early draft, I was saying there's a lot of damage in RSG's kit. All right, Closer, Dairy, Roger, but I feel like they're not putting out the damage properly. I just feel like Closer should have just targeted onto Kiwi, right? Closer's main goal is to do this, right? Is to get to Kiwi and put an end to him, because he's practically 205. He's basically like uncontested right now. He's free hitting from the back line, and it's crazy. It's bloody crazy. Yeah, RG is a little bit scared. I don't know why. They just don't dare to engage. Oh yeah, this is the bear trap moment, isn't it? Yeah, this is the bear trap moment. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. That sucks, bro. That sucks. You can see that, like, there's massive hesitation for the side of RSG, right? Like, they're here to try to take down the turret. I mean, it's good. Then after that, back off. You got this part, right? Now you have to deal with the top side. But Derry decides to just go for this. If you notice, there's like members of RSG, they're not ready, and the vengeance just splash damage just kills everybody. And then after that, it's just Asteris coming in for the free kill. There's so much hesitation for the side of RSG in this particular game, and it's actually really tough to watch because of that team fight. And wait, hold on a second. 30 seconds. Oh man. Oh man, you lose so much map pressure if you die from this one, right? Yeah. I think everybody in the ranked games should know you should never try to gank a Thamos, especially when you got the ultimate and also the vengeance on, right? It's just, man, just tough to watch. I don't know why CS is there. CS shouldn't be there at all. Yeah, it's just one by one. Just takes this. Asteris just picking RSG apart. I don't know why Godzilla's holding on to Thamos ultimate. Maybe instead could have gone for Kiwi's ultimate instead. But it's probably very hard for Godzilla to reach to Kiwi's ultimate, right? Yeah, so right now it's like RSG just lost too much. Their Roger is non-existent. Their Yuzong is non-existent. Godzilla couldn't now put the damage because he's always getting most of his teammates are getting bursted down. Yeah, this game is really tough to watch. Oh man, Bray shouldn't have been there. Shouldn't have been there. Nobody from the side of RSG is able to catch up. And yeah, Bray's not gonna be in time to create space for the Lord pit, right? Lord fight. Practically that was just Bray donating the Lord over to Asteris. Right? Now Asteris has full control of the Lord pit. RG right now, I mean 10k gold lead, you don't contest for this, you're hunkered down. wait for the late game. Hopefully they make a mistake, but you can do this with a Claude, but you can't do this with a Roger. I think that's a key difference in terms of the meta right now. RSG is entering this kind of new meta with the old meta in their minds, right? They're still in the Claude, Brody, Bruno meta. But now we've already moved on. We're moving on to a more explosive, more bursty damage kind of marksman that really want to win in the early game, get the snowball quickly. Not a marksman that hunkers down all the way to late game and starts killing everybody in the late game. Just majorly picking up. And remember what I said about Closer? Where's Closer? Why is Kiwi still walking around? Why is he walking around? Oh man, he's not supposed to walk around. Kiwi is still alive. I feel like it's just RSG lost so much opportunity in the early game. Closer decides not to go for Kiwi. That's like kind of like the big deal. That's why you should go for the Vexana in the early game. And it just costed RSG way too much. They lost confidence. Bray decides to walk into a random bush, gets picked off. Nobody from RSG SG was able to catch up, right? To not say open up the map, because Derry was so far behind. He opens up the map, he dies. The only person that can open up the map is probably Bray. But yeah, and therefore Asteris, a random community team that gone through the qualifiers, managed to beat RSG SG.